Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Soda Sith 999. Thanks for the suggestion, Soda Sith. You asked, what is the difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero? If you've ever stood in the soda aisle paralyzed by indecision, wondering whether to go with the silver can or the black one, you're not alone. They're both zero-calorie colas. They both wear the Coca-Cola name. But somehow, people have very strong feelings about which one is superior. So what's actually different between the two? Let's pop the tab on this fizzy face-off, right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start at the beginning, the cola cradle, if you will. Diet Coke was born in 1982. Big hair, neon pants, synth music. People wanted to stay slim without giving up soda, and Coca-Cola was like, say less. But instead of just taking the sugar out of regular Coke, they made Diet Coke with a completely different formula. Yes, Diet Coke is not just sugar-free Coca-Cola. It's a whole other beast. Like it's Coke's cousin who listens to electronic jazz and calls soda pop. Then, in 2005, Coke Zero burst onto the scene, looking all edgy and mysterious. It was aimed at dudes who thought Diet Coke sounded too delicate. So Coke said, okay, fine. Here's Coke Zero. It tastes more like real Coke, and you can drink it while watching football and feeling manly. And then, in 2017, Coke Zero got a glow-up. They tweaked the formula slightly and renamed it Coke Zero Sugar, because apparently zero wasn't clear enough. You had to know it was zero sugar, not zero regrets. So here's where it gets bubbly. Let's talk ingredients. Both Diet Coke and Coke Zero have no sugar, no calories, and are sweetened artificially. But the key difference is the base flavor formula. Diet Coke is made with its own unique recipe, not the original Coca-Cola base. It's lighter, more citrusy, and has that classic diet taste that polarizes humanity. Coke Zero, on the other hand, is designed to taste like regular Coca-Cola, but with no sugar. It's got the same base formula as original Coke, just sweetened with aspartame and acetylsulfame potassium instead of high fructose corn syrup. So, while both may end up at the same party, 0 calories, they took very different Uber rides to get there. All right, taste-wise? Let's be honest. This is where cola drinkers draw lines in the sand, like they're choosing between Hogwarts houses. Diet Coke fans say it's crisp, clean, and just hits different. Some say it tastes better with ice. Others say it tastes better when you're trying to finish a project at 2 a.m. and need to feel something. Coke Zero fans claim it's smoother and closer to real Coke. It's like drinking a lie, but a beautiful, delicious lie. You're constantly amazed it's 0 calories because it feels like a full sugar experience until you burp. Most blind taste tests show that Coke Zero tastes more like regular Coke, but Diet Coke has its own cult following. Like, people will fight you on Twitter about it, with memes. Let's talk aesthetics, because yes, marketing plays mind games with us. Diet Coke comes in that classic silver can, looking sleek, skinny, and a little bougie. It says, I'm classy, I brunch, I own a planner. Coke Zero rolls in with its bold black can, all caps font, and an energy that screams, I bench press emotional trauma. This wasn't by accident. Coca-Cola wanted Coke Zero to be more appealing to men because apparently in the 2000s, admitting you drank Diet Coke was the ultimate betrayal of masculinity. So Coke Zero got the action movie poster treatment. Honestly, the can looks like it should explode when you open it. And yet, despite all the branding, both cans hold roughly the same amount of fizz and existential confusion. Here's the twist. Neither one is better. It just depends on your tongue. If you want something lighter and don't mind that classic diet taste, Diet Coke is your loyal companion. If you want something closer to original Coke with a slightly smoother finish, Coke Zero might be your flavor soulmate. But functionally, both do the same job. They deliver sweet, caffeinated goodness with zero sugar, 0 calories, and maximum judgment from people who only drink sparkling water. The real difference is psychological. People identify with one or the other like it's a personality trait. And the Coke Company? Oh, they love that. They've basically created an internal cola rivalry, and we've all bought in. Literally. So to recap, a few ingredients, a base formula, and a whole lot of vibe. It's like asking the difference between cats and dogs. Technically, sure, they're both pets, but one will knock your stuff off the counter, and the other will eat your shoe. Different energy, same chaos. At the end of the day, drink what you like. Just know that whatever you choose, someone out there passionately disagrees with you. And that, dear viewers, is the true flavor of cola discourse. If you enjoyed this breakdown of fizzy drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, in a world full of sugary choices, it's okay to go zero, as long as you go in with flavor and a little caffeine-fueled sass. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.